Welcome back to Daytime Ottawa. Well, you know, there's some CEOs of various grocery stores standing in front of committees and answering some difficult questions, if you want to call it that. Some people are saying they're kind of softball questions, which brings me to inflation, though, and it's affecting all of us, and many of us have had to change the way that we do things, whether it's purchasing or whether it's driving and refueling and so on. Well, our next guest is going to help us with some great advice to get you by when it comes to home and auto insurance. We're joined by Julie Beun. She is the Director of Communications and Public Relations at CAA North and East Ontario. Welcome, Julie. Great to have you.
Thank you for such an amazing intro.
Oh, my pleasure. Are you kidding? But I mean, this is affecting everyone. Yeah. You know, everybody, thinks about the fact that, we have many people in our communities that are struggling. That's been growing and growing in particular over the last 3 years, Julie. What's the number one thing people aren't doing when it comes to their home and auto insurance? I guess that's the best place to start.
I think the number one thing is going on autopilot. Right? They put it into the too hard basket. You sign up, you do all your due diligence when you're signing up for home insurance or auto insurance, and then you let it ride. Yeah. And, just like everything else in life, it bears, said maybe on your birthday you go through and you get your checkup with the doctor. Well, maybe you need to do a checkup on your insurance because your circumstances may have changed. And the other thing is they're not reviewing their policies. I just bought my house 2 years ago, right? Yeah. And I called around looking for insurance because I had gone with the same insurer for 20 years. And when I went to look at insurance rates for my new home, they increased, but I was able to get less than I was previously paying by going with a different insurer. Right. So it really pays to shop around.
Well, and it pays to have things that you were saying this before the show, like often people, during the height of COVID, right, when people were going through bidding wars, they'd say, you know what, I won't get the home inspection done, but that makes a difference. The alarm system, well, don't worry about it. I'm not going to subscribe to the old alarm system that was there. How big of a difference do those things make?
It can make a huge difference. Really? So something like, if you get a home inspection, it can actually impact the bottom line of your policy and your monthly rates. Same thing with, like we were talking about the security system. Mm-hmm. It doesn't have to cost a lot of money. I think I paid $20 a month for a monitored security system. And because going into a different neighborhood is going to impact the cost of your insurance as well, right? Like you move from I was living rurally, and now I live downtown Ottawa. So different kind of environment, different impacts. Right. Things like making sure that you, this is a really important one, we're seeing more and more extreme weather events. Yes. Right? And we're kind of like on autopilot about like that as well. It's like someone else's problem. Agreed. But if you look at your guttering, you look at your roof, you look at the grading around your house to avoid flooding, all of these things, you call your insurance company up and say, we've done these improvements, that can also have an impact.
Let's turn our attention to auto insurance because, more people are working from home. They're driving less. The car sits in their driveway, maybe 4 or 5 days a week for some people. What should we be looking at as far as auto insurance goes?
Yeah, so that's a great question because we always say review before you renew. Right. Right? For the same reason, you might have a kid living at home now or a kid who's moved out or a second driver. Maybe you've got a different car, like all of these things, and also how far you're driving. We've got this great program called MyPace, which if you're driving less than 12,000 kilometers, you could save up to 50% on your car insurance, right? So that's a huge savings for a lot of people. But the other thing is that auto insurance, that pink slip, it auto renews, right? So you don't even think about it. You just get the thing in the mail or an email, you print it off, pop it in the glove box, and it's done. Well, the truth is that if you don't review that, you are maybe not even getting the right coverage, much less the right price. Right. So, one of the things that you could do is, you give your renewal date to CAA, and we'll call you up 60 days before, say, hey, guess what, Derek? You're due, and let's do a free policy review, like go through the checklist, like what's new and exciting in your life, and could we do better for you?
Well, and bundling, I guess, there's probably extra perks when it comes to bundling.
100%. Okay. So whether you're a CAA member or not, if you bundle your home and auto insurance, you could save up to 22.5%.
Okay.
Right? So a friend of ours, mutual friend of ours, Angie Poirier, saved like $1,200 by bundling her home and auto insurance with CAA. That's a huge savings. That's not just like a couple of bucks. That's not 3 trips to Starbucks, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it is these days. I don't know.
that's like maybe 3 months of groceries these days.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
According to the guy at Loblaws, yeah.
You mentioned CAA membership. Let's talk about that too, because there's a lot of different perks of becoming a member. You have, of course, the different levels of membership. But what are some of those benefits?
Well, right now we are crazy about this thing that is called CAA Every Day. It's a $30 a year membership, $30 a year, right? So there's a lot of people who don't need roadside. They might not drive regularly or whatever. So all of the other things, home and auto insurance, travel insurance, all of the discounts that you save, like big savings on Senators tickets, as you know.
Yeah, that's right. You partnered up with the Sens.
Right, 10% off Sens merch. With the Red Blacks, the same thing, 15% off tickets. All of this adds up. So even, I did a calculation, Derek, the top 10 partners that we have, and this is not the discounts on travel or anything else, you could save like $530 a year with a $30 a year membership.
Right.
Right, and we're adding new members, new partnerships all the time. So, in addition to all of the other stuff, it's just like these days, I don't want to say that we're, everybody's nickel and diming it, but we kind of are, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And when your grocery basket, going back to what you said at the beginning, is it's costing you more, there's got to be ways that you can save $5 here, $20 there. Right?
Yeah.
It's so
and the
important.
partnership you have with Shell, I just actually, just as a little plug myself, I put the app on, and now you can put your air miles on there, and so you're collecting points with pretty much doing nothing. Right?
Nothing.
I mean, that's the beauty of it.
The Shell thing is fantastic.
Oh yeah,
I love it.
I just got involved.
3 cents a liter every time.
Julie, always a pleasure. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll be right back after this.